Welcome to Bonez the Beardz Podcast with Brian and Chad and co-host Drew Giles, where we dive headfirst into the world of hunting and fishing with a healthy dose of humor and humility. Well, today we got a special guest. Drew, who we got over there sitting by you?
We got Bunn Poke. Bunn Poke Fishing.
Thank you, y'all. Thank you for having me. Appreciate for inviting me to come out here and enjoy you guys' broadcast.
Hey man, it's an honor to have you.
We're glad to have you, so you can
Thank
tell us how to fish.
We'll try our best, to put that information for you guys.
Well, you said earlier, and I want to hear about this now. You just said a while ago before we came on air, you don't get skunked.
I don't get skunked.
All right, tell us how to not get skunked.
Well, usually I prepare myself. I do get skunked before that. I don't really know much about flounder fishing.
Right.
But after I figured it out, it just kind of made me feel those spots, those areas that I really put my mind in that the night before already. So if I hit that spot, I don't have to fish, and I move on to the spot that I already marked it in my mind. That fish can be there for me.
Right.
Yeah. Are you watching tides? Or?
Yeah. So I write it down the book. On my book, like I look at the tide.
He doing a lot, Drew. He doing a lot more than we are.
Yeah,
that's
so
why we're not catching
We're gonna have to get a hold of that book.
If I go into, let's say, weekdays, I look at the tide the day that I'm going to plan to go, and I wrote it down what is falling or high tide when I hit it to that spot, and then I kind of know a snapshot on my camera, and then when I know this is a spot that I fished this morning, and produce some fish in that tide and all that. When I come back home, when I done all finish it up, and I wrote it down on the book.
Yeah. And is there a certain tide that you prefer?
Not necessary.
Yeah,
Just
you
like
hear
moving water.
Yeah, early in the morning, that's the best time to go. You have only 2 windows you can fish.
Right.
For flounder or any kind of fish, I would think. Early in the morning window, that's the most important for you to not miss it.
Right.
If you miss that window early that morning, it's hard to find another solid bite. You know what I mean? So the morning is more chance than just kind of late. And I don't care if it's low tide or high tide or start falling, But most likely it's just kind of tide coming in later on summertime, I believe. We
get some crazy tides here.
Yeah, some
summer,
months was like tide early in the morning and start falling. High tide early in the morning and falling, and that's the best time for the summertime.
Now, are you changing where you're fishing, as far as like docks or rocks or grass, depending on the tide, or does it not matter?
I think it's not matter where I can get to it first. If I'm on a kayak, I think different way. But if I'm on a skiff before, like I have my skiff before, I think a different way.
What if you're on a boat without a trolling motor?
That's kind of tough.
That's bad, really. Hey, Bud, tell the truth. Tell the truth. That's bad.
Yeah, it is. It is bad. We could have catch a lot more fish instead of just have 1 and 2.
Yeah.
What are you referencing when you say that?
Hey, for those of you that don't know, we went fishing the other day. I got my first chance to go fishing with Bunn. We got drunk, and our trolling motor didn't work.
Man, so the trolling motor works. The remote didn't work, which makes the trolling motor not work.
Yeah.
So the trolling motor not working, right?
So, as you can have that experience, we're struggling to just make yourself and everybody position. One thing that you want to really catch in good fish and good spot, you have to know what your position, know how you're gonna make your position of your boat or your kayak for you to be able to catch it, to skip it under the dock.
Right.
But if you can't do that, it's hard.
Right.
Right.
If I'm on a kayak or my skiff, I'm gonna skip the heck out.
I will say this: I've fished for flounder from kayak and from a boat. I'm kind of spoiled with the boat when I do have a trolling motor. But
Right.
from a kayak, it is definitely much easier to
Easy,
fish.
a lot easier. It depends. If I fit for structure and dock and all that kind of stuff, I like to position my kayak to where I can skip, where I want that direction is, where I want my lure to drop.
And not only with like a kayak, like when you're kayak fishing, when you're fishing for flounder, and it's a lot like Sheep said, you're fishing around structure, you're gonna get hung up. And when you're on a boat with 2 or 3 other people, you're having to worry about breaking off or
Right.
getting, you know, you don't want to like take the whole boat over and, you know, get the hangout.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
when you're on a kayak by yourself, it don't matter. You can go over there, paddle up to it, whatever.
I mean, like,
and get it off.
I get it.
Hang.
You know, sheephead, they had spout pull up in the one area. You know, flounder, you don't see 4 or 5 at one.
Right.
At least like one day, maybe you got 4 or 5. That's what my experience. 4 or 5 in one area. But for sheephead, you just
Yeah.
take it right there and just come in and find it. You know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah,
it's
we sat
different.
there.
So you're
that
trying
one
to say
all
that
day
kind of
long.
fishing's easier.
Well,
than your
I
kind
mean,
of
it's
fishing.
not that, but I'm just saying that what's the difference? Like flounder, you find 1 or 2 in this dock and then you move on.
Right.
Right.
And then same thing as a grass line. You vote on your grass line from the beginning all the way to wherever the end of you want it to. You know, sometimes you cut 1 or 2, and you're on the way back, you keep one or 2. You know, it just keep moving yourself, not the fish moving.
Right.
You had to move in yourself.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's important for me that I have success all the time is you going out there and learn how to where is the ambush area. That's most important. That if you want to catch more flounder, you got to know where's the ambush. Read this point, structure point, grass open, you know, by the creek. Those area, every angler had to learn.
Right.
Yeah.
You know.
So how long is it taking you to learn this?
Well, I catch my first flounder ever down here when I got my blue kayak, right? You remember that blue kayak?
Like
The hobby
3
blue?
years ago?
No.
How long ago was that?
2019, 18?
Has it been that
18?
long?
Yeah. My
Damn.
kayak year is 2018 when I bought it.
Yeah.
So the guy sent it to me is 1 year old. So right after the COVID, I think right after the COVID, or before, I think before COVID,
Yeah.
COVID. 17, 18, I
Wow.
think it's 18.
Okay.
Yeah. So after that, I fished kind of like, you know, I learned a lot from this Dusty Hay and Chris Feche.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they took me out to the Robertson Island. That's the first time that I
That was redfish or flounder.
Yeah, redfish.
Redfish. Yeah.
That's when I started, right? And after that, about a month or so, I kind of like redfish and trout and all that. Oh, pump up like, hey, I want to go crank this for redfish and go on the flat, you know. That's what I'm excited. When I start one day, Jeremiah, Iraq, everybody out was kind of like hitting the Mississippi.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that day they was inviting me to go, and I asked them like, hey, how you got cut flounder? You know, are we going to Mississippi tomorrow? You want to go? Like, yeah, hell yeah. And I
Was I on
went.
that trip or no?
I don't think so.
You got left at home that day.
I've been over there with them, and that's
Yeah,
What are you
after
talking
a
about?
while, after that
yeah.
that first flounder that I being catch in Mississippi, there was, I would think it was 2020, 21, something like
Yeah.
that. 21, something like that.
Dang, time flies.
Yeah, I know. Dude, you're getting old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I went over there on that park and I caught my elbow flounder. I'm just so freaking happy. You know, the next 5 days, I'll be there every single morning.
Really?
Just the one flounder that hooked my passion, my feeling like I'm so special to catch that fish is so special. You know what I mean? I mean, like, that first flounder, it hooked me up. Like, God, and the next 5 days, I went over there straight, 5 days, every morning, you know, for 5 days. And I didn't catch much. I would catch little. I used a lot.
But you're learning.
I'm learning, yes.
So
And I
the
learned.
more you go, the more you learn. So
Yeah, I'm learning from that day. So my first flounder ever that get me hooked. I just have different feeling from trout and redfish. You know what I mean? Redfish, you catch, you have fun. Trout, good thumb too.
Yeah.
But it's just not the same special and for that species.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's my first one I caught probably 2020. That's what I started 2021. My first flounder ever down in Mississippi, Gulfport. Is that what it is called?
We'll say it's go for it. It wouldn't go for it.
Okay.
That's where we wanted to go.
Okay. Yeah, and
it was Pascagoula.
Pascagoula. Yeah. That's the spot. And then I come back and started learning from that time. And it's just me. I'm a starboard guy. I like to learn a lot. If I want something that feel me so special, I will put my time. And every 2 hours, I still load my kayak and go to work. Just to see how it works and learn it from there. Most a lot of time.
Well, you've done pretty good with it because everybody around in this area watches your videos and everything, and I love watching the videos. And what I hear is that thumb, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, I learn a lot from like a good fisherman, Tanner, Captain Coyer. I watch what their techniques. I watch how they do it, and then I use that to compare my experience, my skill, and how do I create this to be a better out there on the water.
Right.
So you don't know it, but that's what I was doing the other day. I was watching you. So I was watching you work that thing.
Yeah. So
the way you work it, and see, that's what you need to tell our listeners.
Yes.
There's something special about the way you work.
I go through all of that before. I don't work like that. Before I kind of catch it out and just.
Yeah, and see,
wait.
That's what I used to do.
Yeah.
And then wait. Before I don't do that, and I compare myself every trip I go. It's just kind of like how many fish I've been catching. How many flounder that I've been catching, doing all that. What if I do that? Like, example, I'm just saying, like, I can copy Captain Coyer. I hope you watch this, right? So Captain Coyer work on his lure, and I watch a lot. I'm like, this makes sense, and you learn the species, how they react, how they come up to do it, instead of just like you work slow, and then just thinking about a lot of people like, oh, you want to work slow, keep on the ground on the bottom, and then they eat it. It's not all that. They will come up and smoke it.
Yeah.
So either you want to fish the slow for catch less fish, or you want to cover water fast enough. You got
So the other day you were fishing, you were talking about, you were really putting that bait right there in front of them. So you're working it fast. Well, what about your retrieval on your reel? Tell us a little bit. I know, because I'm watching your wrist, and you're really working that jig head.
It is. You look like you are. Look at me like I'm working really fast. You think that lure is gonna go coming up, but it's not. I hop it on my slack.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So you catch it out, you hop it up, and your slack right there, you hop it a little bit, and you reel back in just a little bit. You don't hop it on your line. Your line you tie.
Right.
So
because it's not gonna be on the bottom then, right?
Yeah. So what you does when you slop like that, probably come up about that much off the ground when you hop it on your slack.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead of reel it tight and hop it, and reel it tight and hop it.
Yeah.
No, you see that when you see every my video now, it just hop it on the slack.
Right.
And that is connecting with lures and weight of lure and the jig head you do too. You cannot just doing that not match up with your lure. Because I had a pool in my backyard, and I always test every single lure that I'm going to throw the next day, or what I feel comfortable with. Right. So I kind of know if I work that way, that much, how might they pop up.
Yeah.
I had all those time to spend to figure it out how I work on my lure. If I do this, how much they going up off the ground.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So it takes a lot of time to figure that out. And then after that, you figure it out, you kind of feel like, okay, it's simple now. Since a lot of people just talk about, let's say, flounder fishing, hey, keep a 1/4 ounce jig head or 3/8, and go for it and just keep it on the ground. But you got to understand how those lure gonna work. How they glide back down, like something jerk bait like this. How they gonna react? They pop it to be like that. You got to understand that how you're gonna do it. So you can't tell when you go to the real water, right?
Right.
So you got to know before.
I can tell because I tested on my pool.
Right. You see in a clear water pool.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
if I hop up straight like this, they come up like what? If I go sideways like this, is what they come up for. I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional, a flounder. But
You getting there.
no,
You're getting there.
I mean,
Because
I'm just
I'm
saying.
telling you, you don't realize there's a bunch of people that watch the videos. I got friends that don't even hardly fish, and they're like, man, I like watching Bunn's videos.
Yeah.
And
And I appreciate everyone watching, but I'm saying like, I like to put the information not because I want to tear up all the population to let everybody know to catch fish. I want all the angler to go out there, spend some time, and then to have a good time. They're catching fish. So what we do.
Right.
So what you do is exactly what my custom rod builder, which is actually in the studio today, Corey Kuchera, he does the same thing when he makes custom baits. And when he makes custom baits, he has a pool. And he'll send me videos of how that bait is working.
Yep.
And he sees how that bait works before he goes out
Yeah.
and uses it.
That makes sense. I mean, you want to go out there and know what you had in your hand. Not because you're listening to a podcast, right? not because your friend
well, we
tell
try to
you.
get good information on our podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know, not because your friend tell you, hey, quarter ounce you had, go.
Yeah.
You know, keep it on the ground. It's not that. It's a lot of thing involved to it to understand.
So there's more that goes into flounder fishing than just going,
Exactly.
taking a bait, and throwing out
A
there. and
lot
retrieving
of things. That's the reason why.
That's
people
why we got to
catch
get
fish.
that book. We got to get that
it. Yeah,
book.
we gotta.
No, I
Drew,
mean,
you got to get that
you know
book.
why? Because a lot of people don't catch fish, and we catch fish.
That's
Right.
true.
You know, because those times that we learn, we understand of their behavior.
Right.
You know, when this is good for them to be come up to the grass line, you know, water high, and where they like to be stayed on, like example, like one point of grass open, one side, and then have a open water go into it. Usually flounders stay there, right? If you catch them next to it, you won't catch anything. If you don't know, you don't understand and learning about them, you probably pass it and go.
Right.
Yeah, because they're ambush predators.
Yes, they're ambush predator. I mean, they just smart too. You know what I mean? They're not just for you to, they lay down on there. No, they have to be the right area, the right source of food for
Right.
them to be able to stay there.
Right.
It's the same thing as we think. If that Lexley don't have any takeout burger, you're gonna go drive to Mobile or
You can go to Poke Bowl.
yeah, we'll go football or whatever. You know, what I mean? They think the same with us.
Yeah.
If I sit there on highway, the food gonna come to me.
Right.
Same thing as a pompano fishing. I've been reading the beach. I've been doing it at the beach for a long time. What's the highway they coming in? A lot of people, they're fishing like the deep hole. Yeah, they're gonna come in the deep hole, but before they come in the deep hole, the first draft, where they gonna come from?
Right. That's exactly right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had to come from the freeway to go into the
You
trough.
got to get there.
Right.
At
So
some
you
point.
got to put your bait right there to catch it. To
Right.
catch it.
Now, we were talking about tides a while ago. Is there a preference? Would you rather fish on the incoming or outgoing? I know you said it doesn't matter, but
Well,
because you're going to fish both
Yes,
no matter what.
yes.
But is there a
I mean-
preference for you?
I mean the tide wide, I like to be high tide falling, start to fall.
Okay. And see,
Incoming
heard-
tide, I didn't get a lot of action, which is high tide coming in.
Mhm.
It's not a lot going on, but the most important
On the
experience
falling
for
tide.
on the start the falling, when they start the falling close to the lower,
and that's
you know
what
that
that's what it
window right there.
that's
most
what
likely,
it was yesterday too. And you did pretty good yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I caught 20-inch flounder right there.
Yeah,
Dang, I thought
mean,
it
I
was
was-
24. It was 20.
No, summertime it's hard to find a big fish.
Right.
I don't care who you are.
Yeah, we've been catching flounder this summer, but most of them have been right there in that 14 to 16, you know, and I haven't come across any bigger yet.
Yeah.
Now I have when I go gigging. Now, have you gigged before?
Yeah, I gigging for my boy love gigging. You know,
So you're into that
it's
too.
kind of hard for me when the guy like line fishing for flounder, and when you go out there and gigging and snap a lot of big flounder, it's just hard for me to see it.
Yeah.
Especially like I'm catching the release when the big fish.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, man, it's hard for you to not let your kid stab at the big fish, right? I mean, that is a big fish, you know what I mean? Like, but inside you's like, man, I wish I can pass it, because you know how I've been doing it. I've tacked them. I release all the big one. You know, I don't keep a big one no more, because it's not about who we are seeing now. Like, you see me releasing all that. It's all, everybody need to come together to create our population grow, because everyone have to know that if a bigger fish like 20 some, release it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not because I put it out there, hey, 20, release over 20 or whatever. No, it's about every angler.
Whoops.
Drew crashed our table there.
Sorry.
We'll be all right. I might be able to edit that out. I can edit it out, maybe.
So, I mean, I mean, I don't care who's kicked the fish. I don't really care. But for me, I have to release over 18, 19, 20.
That comes with growth and experience. Because we've all been at the point where we've kept everything.
Right.
Well, I understand. I do that too. I do that too before. I keep 19, I keep 20, I keep everything.
Yeah.
But to where this point now, you've been so much fishing on that, and you just don't want to do that no more.
Well, you just want to see the population grow, and not just for us today, but for the future.
Yes, for the
people.
generations, the next generation and stuff. You know,
Right.
that's what my mindset is.
And it seems like the population has been growing.
Oh,
Have been.
absolutely.
I mean,
It been.
whatever they're doing. I
Well,
mean,
that I don't know, because
Well, I can tell you exactly, because we do the flounder repopulation deal with the Saltwater Fanatics
on
tournament.
the tournament,
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't know before, because I just started. You
Right.
know what I mean? So I don't
So
know.
they cut the
before.
limits down. They cut the size, or they made the size larger to where you can't keep, a 12-inch flounder. They made it to where you can't keep 10. You can only keep 5 in Aldo. And then along with Saltwater Fanatics, we as a Fever joined Saltwater Fanatics a few years ago, and that tournament is by far the coolest tournament. Not because I'm not biased because I'm part of it,
right.
but it really is. Like, to my knowledge, we're the only one in South Alabama that's allowed to keep any size flounder in that tournament for a flounder repopulation. So we collect those flounder and take them to a hatchery.
But I'm not mad if someone took the big one.
Yeah, no.
I mean, that's
their
dumb.
preference.
That's dumb. You know what I mean? But you just know yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's my mindset and my opinions. For me, if I caught it, I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah, my thing is, like, if it's within the legal, even if it's out of legality, that's your preference. If you want to keep it and break the law, that's your deal.
Yeah.
But especially if it's a 22-inch fish and you want to harvest that fish, that's your preference. That's your deal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, tie-wise, I like the falling tie.
Okay, that's good to know, because I've had a lot of people. My dad used to, when I was growing up, I won't tell you how old I am, but I'm a little bit older than y'all. But when I grew up, my dad was really into gigging, so we gigged a lot. And then we actually got into, he actually gigged one that was right at 10 pounds one time, and it was a big flounder. And I remember him waking me up, and we would always go on that incoming tide kind of amp. And see, we were down near the beach, and we were always a north wind too. So that's what. So let's talk about wind a little bit.
Okay.
I know that west wind really gets us when we hit that bay.
I do. If you live in the Gulf Coast here or Bowen County here, west wind is suck.
Terrible. Terrible.
Especially when you're
Not just an
patrol boat.
inshore. Even those flounder, pompano fishing at the beach.
Yeah.
West wind, east wind at the beach suck. East wind you bring a clean water to the beach,
Right.
but it's just so suck. West wind, it make it so dirty. A lot of flipping catfish
Yeah.
Yep.
and the beach. For the bay, you can't even go into where you want to go. Like,
If there's a
it's just
W
horrible.
in the forecast, whether it's the west, northwest, southwest, if it's a W in it, you can pretty much hang it up on Baldwin County side.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. I
So you either got to go to Mobile side or we'll
Yeah.
turn around with
If-
the bass.
if
So you go to the river. You can go to the river.
Yeah,
you
yeah. So if the west wind, I'd rather consider myself to go like river, like Fish River,
Yeah.
inside those, and Magnolia River,
Right.
or go with Deep Creek instead of just like fishing open wild water.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. It just sucked on that day. I mean, don't get me wrong that I don't catch fish. I do catch fish, but sometimes
harder.
I mean, I just have to work harder, grind harder, to be able to get your limit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just have to beat earlier in the morning for west wind.
Right.
Yeah, that west wind gets rough in that bay.
That's what we had the other day when we were trying to fish.
Yeah, that's what we had without that trolling motor. the other
Yeah.
day. That was
Yeah.
rough, wasn't it?
Well, now it's okay. I buy a new motor now. The bracket on his ball, and he can use it. I'm just gonna wide open and broadcast now. You okay to use my trolling motor?
Yeah. Everybody's heard it here.
Yep.
Right. Oh my goodness. Well, anything else? Anything top secret or anything else you want to share about flounder fishing? I know you've given us a lot of information, but
Well, I mean, the first thing, you know what you're throwing, right?
Right.
You know what you're throwing, what size of jig head that you going to throw, and match up with that lure, what weight it is. Example, like the sweet.
so in the pool you'll test different jig heads with it, right?
I use 1/8 and 3/16 now, depends what lure I'm using, right? So like a switcher shrimp. We went fishing, and that day me and Drew only, we catch a lot of flounder,
Right.
Yeah.
right? Switcher shrimp.
Yeah, after y'all showed that video or I saw something from Drew, I tried to get some, I couldn't find it, and I had to drive down and they were out. Then I
Yeah,
went back
so,
down the next week and got some.
So you gotta know, well, I'll take it back. First, you got to know what the area you go to, and then look at the tide, right? That's
Right.
the day before.
Right.
Right? When you go, that's what your weapon, what you're using. If you're an artificial guy, you got to know what you're throwing, which is your size jig head, what's match up with lure. You can't use like a 1/4 ounce, and your heavy switcher shrimp is heavy.
Yeah.
That's,
So it's already.
this is already heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you're doing it. The fish not on the bottom, eating on the bottom.
Right.
They come up and smoke it.
Right. That
You know
makes
what I mean?
sense. That makes sense.
I mean,
That's real good
yeah, I
advice
mean-
right there.
You just have to glide them up and down to smoke it.
So the key thing I got out of it, you got to know your jig.
You got to know
You got to know
your
what you're
size of
throwing
jig and what you're throwing.
and what you're throwing.
Example, this it go with good with my 3/16 ounce jig head right here. Any 5-inch, 4.5, 4-inch, it great with the 3/16 ounce. If you want to work fast like I do, like Captain Coyer, right? Captain Coyer, you know, that's what you want to cover a lot of ground.
For everybody that's listening that can't see, he's showing what length is that, Corey?
5-inch.
A 5-inch bay darter.
Bait daughter.
Bay darter, yeah. And I've caught a ton of trout on that.
Yes.
It's but that's what he's talking about. That's what Bunn's talking about right there. Right?
Yeah, I've been throw a lot. My go-to when I located in the flounder, I've been throw a lot of big baller Z.
Yeah.
4-inch, not 5-inch.
Mhm.
A lot of people on the west side, they like throw 5-inch.
You remember that thing Drew had the other day? What was that? The snake on the end
Yeah.
of that thing? Remember that big old white thing?
Yeah.
What was that throwing?
I don't know.
The
It's
one
some
you caught
fairy
on
tale or
fish.
something like that.
Oh, that was Nathan Rich's Southern Salt.
Well, I mean, his bait's good too.
Yeah.
If you had like a 1/8 ounce,
Yeah.
to pair with that to make it glide better,
Right.
instead of just like go on the bomb.
No, I had it paired on a redfish magic
Yeah,
spinnerbait.
but it's heavy.
It's heavy, yeah.
Yeah. So, we'll talk about this. Like, I know my jig head, I know my lure, what type of fish that I fish, what area I'm going to do. I need to go cover a lot of ground or a lot of water. Then I kind of know what I'm using, right?
Right.
But if I know I target specific spot that I want to go, like I've been telling Drew a lot of time, like I know this spot, it's always whole lots of fish.
Mhm.
You catch it in that lock, the most of the time right there, right, Drew?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
went to one spot, he said, I've never been to this spot, and I've never left without catching a fish. So then I felt the pressure was on, and sure enough, we get in that spot, and he's like, cast it.
Yeah, so that I can just specific one lure and jig head. Let's say I'm gonna hit that spot, and I'm gonna use that lure. Either I want it fast, then I use the 316. But if I want to glide easy and pull them out from the structure, I use a 1/8 ounce. If I use a 1/8 ounce, usually I use a 5-inch.
And they're like flutters.
Yes.
Flutters.
5-inch. Yes.
Sink.
Yeah, let them sing and then hop. Just one more trick that I want to tell everybody: when you're in the strike zone, don't go so fast. Just kind of hop out a little. But when you get out about a foot off of that strike zone, that you know that chair that right there, the white one that's gonna hold up some flounder, he gonna stay there, right? You just catch it in there, hop just a little bit. You know, give him 2 or 3 times, catch it into the same spot.
That's exactly what I was fixing to ask you. How many times are you going to try to test it?
I mean, if I know that spot hold up a lot of fish in there, I give him like 4 or 5 casts, one at the same spot, and then use a lot of small hopping, just a little bit, just kind of tap them a little bit. And when I pass that, when I really slack it, I keep passing that, then I'm gonna go fast. I don't waste my time for, maybe the fish is right here. That's what my mindset is. If I know the spot, I give it a 4 or 5 or 3 casts and work a little slow, and then real fast, catch it again.
Yeah.
That's the trick, that you don't waste your time. If you know, my opinion, my experience, if you know enough yourself that cover ground good already, it's no point for you to stay there. Because I know I cast 4 times with no fish, and I know my lure is there. I know my lure right there. If they're there, they're gonna try it 100%.
No matter what the lure is?
No, don't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how it is. If I catch it in there 4 times, cover the ground already in that space, they're not there, I'm getting out of there.
Yeah.
They're not there.
So you're not worried about changing to a different color
I'm not,
or anything like that?
Nope.
Gotcha.
Nope.
See, he's talking about strike zone. I learned this from Nathan Rich years ago, watching his kayaking videos. And when I first started flounder fishing, I was flounder fishing with Bunn. We both kind of started at the same time over Mississippi, and I was in a kayak at that point, not in a boat. And when I tell you it's easier to fish from a kayak, it is much easier for flounder.
I used to fish kayak a lot.
That strike zone is
but
something
not
serious.
But not flounder, but
the strike zone is serious. Like if they're 3 feet, say they're 3 feet off the bank, what Nathan Rich has taught me, and it works, especially if you're in a kayak. If you're in a boat with 3 or 4 people, it's kind of hard to do it.
Right.
But if you're in a kayak, you find that strike zone they're in, you get 2 or 3 feet off of the bank, and you cast parallel with the bank.
that bank, yeah.
And you're in the strike zone 100% of your retrieval. Whereas if you're off of the bank and you're casting, you're only a couple feet of that retrieval in that strike zone.
Right.
So that was huge.
Yeah, that's what I always in my head, in the picture of me. Like, okay, I know that spot is a strike zone. I know it's a strike zone. The dock, no. I know it's like a shallow area. The shallow area.
And that's the next thing I was going to ask you. And when you're fishing that dock, are you fishing the full length of that dock, or just?
I don't really specific stay on the dock. I just pass by. I just feel like sometimes I just pass by and I do like 2 or 3 skip under the dock. I don't have it. I go. Most likely, a lot of time that I do is shallow area by the bank with that structure, any old lock and all that kind of stuff, because they designed to stay there and feed.
Right.
It's no bait fish in the really deep heavy.
Right.
It's gonna be hard for them to come up and smoke it.
Yeah.
So they designed to stay in shallow water most of the time. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're gonna stay in the deep area too. There's a lot of big fish catching on the Beardz, Dolphin Islands, all kinds of stuff. Or Mobile River and all that Delta, all deep water, don't get me wrong. But most of the time, they're in this bank.
Yeah.
That's good information.
That's what my experience. Right. So a lot of time they just stay hanging out those areas, and then they feed it, and then the time they go, like tide getting lower, they keep moving down. you know. And one more thing that I want to say that I did last year's. The year that I have a skiff. That one spot, there's always been a new fish coming in every day. For some reason, either some day is small,
Mm-hmm.
most of the day big.
So day after day, there was always a new
There's
fish.
always
right
a
there
new
in the
fish
same
in that.
spot.
For some reason, that's it, probably the highway, and they like comfortable to come into that route.
Right.
You know,
It's almost like if there's a bed there, you catch that fish, say you keep that fish, another flounder moves in on that bed. Because I've noticed that as well.
Yeah.
I fished, I'm not going to name the areas, but I've fished creek mouths that I've caught multiple fish. Like we'll catch fish, we'll pull a limit of fish out of this creek mouth until we don't catch any more. Give it a couple of days, come back, fish right back in that same spot.
And one thing too, like, you know, when I catch in that spot, I left, right? And then I come back the next time, I see someone in there. Right? They fished in there, right?
Yeah.
I'm okay, I'm past that, I go fish somewhere out. And the next day I want to see it. If it's that, people say, oh, you ruined this spot by you fish here every day. And it's myself, I like to, you know, jump stuff. Like, I want to go again, I want to find out, I want to figure it out, you know?
Right.
And then even though I'm working, I have to hop on my kayak and go again. So I want to see if it's that flounder return or not. I went in, here we go, I catch him again. Just like the one that you went.
You tagged that I caught.
Well, that too, but the day that you went on the boat, just you and me.
Right.
To the side on that sidewalk, remember?
Yeah.
I caught that yesterday. And we went in, we catch a bunch of them out there from there too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just
So
something.
you don't have a problem if you fish, let's just say you go on a Monday, will you come back on Tuesday and fish that same spot?
Yeah, I've been doing that at the river. I just went a couple of days.
Yeah.
I just do the same thing every day to see how they fish or not.
That's why it kills me to think that, like, guys that tournament fish and they'll keep a fish knowing there's a tournament, then, you know, a few days from, like, that flounder's gonna go right back to the same spot.
Right.
Like, release that flounder. And then
It
wait
could
till-
have been like, sometimes they go off for like one dock or 2-3 feet off of that.
And see,
Yeah.
you can see that when you're gigging, you see those tracks when you're gigging. So you can see that same fish. Like when we gig, if we find that track, that print, so we'll follow it, and it's going to point you close. A lot of times, hey, that fish won't be there. We'll see another print 4 yards away, and it's going that same direction. Hey, that
So
flounder's
we'll
up.
just follow
That-
it.
We follow it. That flounder's there somewhere, and all of a sudden, there he is. You just follow the head of that print, and he's there.
Yeah.
Like when you go gigging and there ain't no prints.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean I've been learning a lot of those spot area, but not a whole lot area though. Only certain area, and like the wall that we were fishing, right? Last year, none. Maybe one in a full moon. You pass by, you fish there, maybe there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? None. But the one that we fished, the dock I told you between the boat there,
Right.
all the time, big fish. When the fall come, all the time.
All
Yeah.
the time.
And what I was talking about, he said I've never been here and not caught a fish. We've always caught, and pressure was on, and I kind of stepped in there, and he's like, "That's it, bro. That's it. You're gonna catch a fish." And sure enough, dump. So
It just have to learn that ambush area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just this year you beginning a season like that. That's what I kind of go around outside, inside the bay, different river and all that. And when we come to like fall time, I kind of know those structure already. You know, so I mean, I'm not saying that I'm good at flounder. I never win. You know,
It's pretty good.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you're pretty good.
I'm just learning because of my passion.
Right.
Because what I love to do. I don't care. You're gonna take me to trout. I might be, you know, but for flounder, yeah, I do it.
You in?
You know, it's just my passion. It's just I love the way when I hook them. It's just special. Like the other day, the 18.5 one that I caught, that just made me feel just so special all the time because You just go out there, he just follow you. You bite a little bit, and you bite a little bit, and then the third one that he just hit us hard.
Yeah.
And you give it a second, right?
Sometimes I don't really do it. I depend.
See, that's another thing I was wondering too, because like on the video, you watch the video, and he's going, "There's that thump, y'all."
Right.
So
and he gives it just a
and
second.
he gives it a little second.
Right, you gotta let him eat it.
Yeah.
I mean that I do not agree. If I feel that thump, I'm gonna hit hard.
It looks like he's hesitating though.
I'm not waiting.
You're not waiting.
I'm not. I'm just like pop, 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 pop. I'm gonna just go. You know, it's just me. I don't know. Somebody else may do like.
And I think a lot of it too plays in a factor if you're using artificial versus live bait. Because like live bait fishermen like TJ Bussey, he uses live bait, and that joker will be on a live video, and he'll be like, "Oh, there's a thump." That joker saying old McDonald had a farm all the way through
before he sets the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody different. You know, for me, I don't really count on that. I don't really pay attention to it.
Yeah. To me, it feels like how much have you bass fished? You bass fish a lot.
Yeah, I bass fish a lot.
It's kind of this. To me, it's very similar because I always thought I used to gig and all that. Not a lot of rod and reel fishing for flounder, but specks and reds, yes. And I always thought, yeah, maybe I'll catch flounder, speck fishing, and red fishing. No. I've seen, the technique really of how, you got to totally change your technique and go after
a lot of things have to combine together, from the tie, from the lure, from the area, ambush. All those have to be combined together if you want really success on the water instead of waste time on the water. You can't go, I'm going to watch this video, I'm going to go over there and steal his spot, and then you think that you're going to catch this. Sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Sometimes you don't.
Yeah, you got to know how to do it.
Yeah.
That's
a huge, because we get, I don't know, Bunn may get it. I get a lot of hate on, used to, I don't as much anymore. I used to get a lot of hate on showing my areas where I fish. When I post pictures or videos, they'd be like, "Man, you're blasting the spot." Just because you know where I'm fishing don't mean you know how to catch it.
Yeah.
Right.
So they should have that mindset all the time instead of just like, "Oh, you're blowing this area, blah blah blah." I mean, like I showing that. I want to test one day. I take one of I think somebody on the kayak. I take her to the same spot. He ain't catch shit. You know what I mean? He catch nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing I can say. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I bring the guy that's not know. Now I'm gonna do it again. Saturday I'm going with one of my friends. Not know about flounder much, right? I'm gonna take him to a good spot that I'm fishing. I catch him all the time. I'm gonna take them to this good spot and see how he catch it.
Y'all going on boat or kayak?
Kayak.
That's quick.
Yeah.
All right, Bunn, I'm gonna ask you some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So ask them fast.
Fast.
So answer fast. Live bait, artificial.
Artificial.
Incoming, outgoing tide.
Outgoing tide.
Sunrise or sunset.
Sunrise.
Biggest flounder you've caught.
22 and a half.
22 and a half. Favorite lure color.
Chartreuse. White.
Chartreuse and white.
That's my favorite.
Favorite fish to eat.
Pompano.
Hey, I agree on that one.
Dude,
Boat,
so good.
kayak, or wade fishing.
Boat.
Boat. Last one.
I'd have missed that.
That's a shocker.
What is one fishing myth you still believe?
I'm sorry, like what?
Like wind from the east, fish eat the least, like a myth, like it's something that's like made up.
Don't bring ice on the boat.
Yeah, a banana.
Sunrise picture.
Oh, like bring some stuff and believe
like
that.
superstition.
Okay, like mess up your trip and all that.
Yeah.
No trolling motor.
One of them. So banana, I would believe that because that day I did bring it out. I want to test it out, and I shouldn't tell him though. But I did tell him we didn't catch shit. So I would say banana. I believe that.
He brought a banana on a boat one time, man. Which I love eating bananas too.
No, not because like we didn't catch the fish. We do catch one, but we're supposed to catch like 20.
Right. We were sheepshead fishing too.
Yeah, I mean
that's like my fish. And then I'm like, wow,
you only caught
fish.
one.
And this dude's over here chowing down on a banana. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm sorry. Yeah.
So you believe in that now, huh? So you believe in the banana now?
Yep. I mean, Drew's shiphead fishing. He know what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
I do shiphead too. I know what I'm doing too. But we didn't catch nothing.
That's how actually Bunn and I met, was through a sheepshead fishing page. We saw each other through Sheepshead Nation, I think. And he's like, hey, I live by you. And then one day we saw each other in a bait shop. And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And then he took me out to the first trip we took together. I think it was the first trip we took together. We went out. I was still on a kayak. I wasn't in a boat yet, and we went out to
the yellow one, P14.
Yeah, the P14. We went out to what is that? Alabama Point.
The pass.
To the pass. We about died.
In the kayak?
It was. He said, "Bro, come on. There's no wind. No wind, bro."
Yeah.
I get out there and
I mean, I wouldn't do that again, though. I would never do that again.
Dude,
I mean, I'm a hardcore, you know what I mean? When
Yeah.
I addicted to the pompano back then, you know what
Oh
I mean?
yeah, I
Like,
love that.
I go everywhere. I fish everything, all year round. I travel to the East Coast, you know. I do all that just to chase some pompano, you know what I mean? I'm a hardcore for that. And one day, you know, I was jigging, me and I think it was Scott Kennedy. Yeah, on the kayak, we were slaying on the pompano in the pass, you know, on the kayak, you know, and then like my mind every night, like I gotta get up and go, you know. And back then, I don't know nothing about whale, about tough, rough
The
water,
waves
nothing.
were
I did not. No, you know how long I gotta go. You know, one day I'm gonna go in, hit that under the bridge.
Yeah.
When I paddle in. And I see a wave, like, nope, I turn around. I mean, it just, that after I took Drew out, you know, but before that, I keep going over there, like the pass. It's really dangerous, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
The day we went, I seriously thought like he was gonna flip, like head over head. It was that bad.
Yeah.
Like I've never,
Yeah,
I've never
Hey,
prayed
going.
so much in my life on a fishing trip, and I've been 50 miles out with a boat that was sinking. And I didn't pray as much as I did on that kayak.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. I admit it. I'm stupid.
I don't know that it was stupid, but I got there and I was
not
like,
anymore.
I can't chicken out. Like this is the first time this dude's asking me to go fishing with him, and I can't punk out. I gotta go.
Right.
And
Now some of these people go offshore to kayak. Have you done that? Have you done that?
No.
Yeah,
I don't like
doing
that.
either.
so
I
the
don't
days
like-
they're going, it's like, man,
Glass.
the pass is dangerous.
Oh yeah.
Like-
oh yeah.
And
It's dangerous in a boat.
yeah, it is.
Tell
And-
me it's not dangerous. I mean, like, we've been there. We do on this 5-foot wave. An outgoing tide.
Right.
You know what I mean? Outgoing tide, 5-foot wave would be like that way, and then I'll be like sneaking in behind those rocks right on the west, east side. You know, I mean, we'll stay behind that. You know, fishing for jigging for pompano, and when you're on the way out, it's just so tough and crazy. I mean, like I just said earlier, I'm just stupid. You know, I mean, not anymore. Hell, no.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I mean, back then I wasn't like really understand a lot of tide, winds, and all that kind of stuff. All it does is like beach fishing, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
For
fishing.
pompano and all that kind of stuff. And you know, if you ask me for pompano, yeah, I mean, back then, you know, I didn't know the tide about the kayak and all kind of stuff. And after that, I'm targeting the sheephead. Every day was sheephead. Every day sheephead, just like Drew. You know, every day sheephead. Just all about me. I'm only targeting one specific species only. I'm not going to go to Grand Slams and all those kind of stuff. I don't do that.
So when you go fishing, you only go after one
Only
fish.
one fish.
That's smart, because
And if
that
you
way
go-
you should be prepared for it.
And if you ever go fishing with Bunn, you have to have patience, because this dude is gonna, like, when we go pompano fishing,
Mhm.
you better be ready to walk. Like when he goes surf fishing, This dude will
Oh.
cover some ground.
Hey, when I surf fish, I walk too.
Hey, there's not like the first time I went fishing with him. It was right after COVID. First time I went pompano fishing with him, right after COVID.
Yeah.
They opened the beaches I think at 5 p.m. We were sitting there at the end of the dock, ready, like with our stuff.
Mhm.
And I brought a chair. He's like, bro, what you got a chair for? I'm like, to sit in. He's like, you don't need a chair. And I was like, what do you mean I don't need a chair? Dude, it was nonstop. We were running after. We probably had 8 to 10 setups.
Yeah.
There, stakes and rods and reels, and dude, it was nonstop.
I mean, back then your kids were little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Colt and
Trip.
Trip. Yeah, that was little. But yeah, I mean, that's me. When I go, Pacific's all you want. I don't care about trout or whatever. If I go with trout, I go with trout. You know. But I test myself. How all those species special to me.
Right.
You know, I catch a big trout. I catch top water on the beach. You know, 24 fat trout, 24 inch and whatever, 25 fat trout. I mean, I test all myself. You know, I mean, what is make me feel special? It's just a flounder.
I get it. I like it all, but I like targeting. If I'm going out today, I like targeting certain fish.
Yeah.
Like,
Same.
I know we're going trout fishing. Now we can go, after we get through targeting, then we go look for triple tail. That's totally different.
Well, what gets me is whenever you're like, you see a boat passing by, or you talk to the guys at the boat launch, like, hey, what y'all after today? Anything that bites? No. No.
Gonna be a long day.
I want
Gonna be a long day.
Species.
Someday you would accidentally catch some trout, red, you know what I mean? But my go-to specifically is only one species.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. Well, we appreciate you coming on here. We got a lot of good information, and like we always say, if you're not in the woods or on the water, you don't know what you're missing.